Last year, I came to the Final Four saying to myself, I want to experience the Final Four and I want to be involved in it. But this year, I'm coming to the Final Four thinking I'm in the Final Four to win basketball games.
It's just great, and I just want to enjoy every bit of it because it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. You know, I'm just happy to be here.
Our main goal was to get here, and now that we're here, you know, we feel that the pressure is off of us, and we can just go out and try to play a good ball game and win a national championship.
If you're fortunate enough to make it, you can just cherish it the rest of your life, and it's more than just basketball in the Final Four. You get the feeling that if we go for it and really play 110%, I feel we already won simply because that's all you can do.
Rocky Mountain Magic. Despite having never won a national championship, both Arkansas and Duke were no strangers to the Final Four, especially the Blue Devils, who are making their third straight appearance.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Defense. Let's go, Duke. Let's go, baby. Let's have some fun.
On the other side, Arkansas had not been to the Final Four since 1978. It was also the first appearance for Razorback coach Nolan Richardson, who nonetheless knew exactly what his team had to do to win.
I think the most important key for us is to play hard. We've got to play hard in order for other things to work. But taking care of the basketball, I think, is going to be very important for both teams simply because they play half-court pressure defense, and we certainly play a full-court pressure defense.
Arkansas's pressure game was potentially dangerous to Duke. But like Richardson, Duke coach Mike Krzyzewski fully understood the key to the game.
I think offensively, we certainly have to break their press and not turn the ball over. And we have to break it to score. When we don't break it, or they're allowed to set up their half-court offense, I think we have to take advantage of big people inside, even though they're playing zone against us.
Once the game began, it didn't take long to prove Krzyzewski a prophet. Within a span of 2 minutes, Duke did everything their coach asked for and jumped out to an 8-0 lead.
Laettner turns, shoots, score! Back out front to Hurley. Bobby whips it quickly in the middle. Allen takes a step, lays it up, and he's fouled on the play.
The Blue Devils' early explosion left the Razorbacks stunned. But with Richardson urging his team on, Todd Day responded with a three-pointer for Arkansas's first points of the game. Duke, however, continued to press on. And when Bobby Hurley found Alaa Abdelnaby for a dunk and Christian Laettner freed Phil Henderson, the Devils had a 16-5 lead just 5 minutes into the contest. All week, Arkansas had talked about the need to shut down Duke guard Bobby Hurley. But in the game's first few minutes, Hurley had effectively handled the Razorbacks' pressure. About the only thing Hurley did have trouble with was the flu. Soon after Duke's early surge, Hurley left the game. And although he returned a few minutes later, a weakened Hurley was one reason why Arkansas was able to get back into the flow of the game. Fortunately for Mike Krzyzewski, Hurley quickly settled down. And with its primary ball handler back on track, Duke maintained its double-digit lead.
Turns left side, goes around his man. Figaro layup, no good, but tips it right back in.
However, this would prove to be a game of streaks. And with the Razorbacks down 25-15 with 10 minutes left in the half, they would mount a comeback. Led by both Todd Day and Lindsey Howell, Arkansas outscored Duke 21-11 over an 8-minute span and eventually tied the score at 36 with just 3 minutes left in the first half. Arkansas was happy to be playing the game at its pace, but the Devils wouldn't back down. And when Phil Henderson hit his first three-pointer of the afternoon, Duke again led by 4. By now, the Arkansas running game was operating at full speed, and it didn't take them long to tie the game again. But the Blue Devils scored the half's final 3 points to lead at the intermission 46-43.
The thirst for adventure is Michelob Dry. refreshing beyond the ordinary. And once you've experienced the bold taste with no aftertaste, there is no going back.
Here's something for all you truck drivers to think about. There's an oil made special for trucks. An oil with the Shell brand. Oil that protects engines when they rev their highest and work their hardest. Think any oil will take care of your truck? Think again. Truck Guard from Shell.
Some people think he's a Superman. But when a 43-year-old has to throw 75 fastballs, even Nolan Ryan's muscles can ache. So after the game, it's the medicine doctors recommend most for sprains and strains, Advil.
For me, it's a couple of Advil, and those muscle aches are long gone. And Advil's gentler on my stomach than aspirin.
Today, it isn't aspirin or Tylenol. It's Advil.
I feel ready to go another 9 innings.
Advil, tablets and caplets, advanced medicine for pain.
Defending champion Jack Nicklaus, Lee Trevino, Gary Player. Together again at the Tradition. Complete 4-round coverage begins Thursday live on ESPN.
1, 2, ready, go!
Arkansas had weathered its poor start to get back into the game. But when the second half got underway, Duke came out flying once more. Like it did in the first half, Duke scored 8 straight points and led 54-43 just 3 minutes and 20 seconds into the second half. Arkansas was on the verge of being run out of the arena, but in this game of streaks, it just marked the Razorbacks' turn to put together a run. In just over a minute and a half, the Razorbacks poured in 9 straight points. Then, with 13 minutes left and Arkansas trailing by 4, Duke star Christian Laettner committed his 4th foul of the game. Todd Day's three-point play not only sent Laettner to the bench, it also brought the Razorbacks to within a point of Duke. With its fans fired up and Laettner out of the lineup, Coach Nolan Richardson watched as his Razorbacks continued their charge.
Outside again it goes as they play the 3-man game. Now Day with it.
After giving up the first 8 points of the half, the Razorbacks outscored the Devils 24-8 and took a 69-62 lead on Ron Curie's three-point play midway through the second half. Just a year before at the Final Four, Duke had lost a big second-half lead to Seton Hall. And with Arkansas playing at the top of its game, history looked to be repeating itself.
Christian's presence on the court, I think, turned the game around for us.
Within a span of 2 minutes, Laettner helped Duke get back in the game. Just a short time before, the Devils were in serious trouble. But now, with Laettner leading the way, it was their turn to go on a streak. This time, it was an 11-2 run. And when it was through, the Blue Devils had not only regained the lead at 73-71, they also showed that they weren't about to quit. Henderson and his game-high 28 points put Duke ahead 89-81. And now, with 4 minutes remaining, it was time to see if Arkansas had another spurt left. But this time, there would be no Razorback reply. Their shots just wouldn't fall. All that Duke needed to do now was to control the basketball, something that was not lost on Bobby Hurley's father as he watched his son lead his team to the championship game.
Keep that clock running. Keep that clock running. It's over. It's over. Monday night. Okay, let's go. Down into the corner. Here's the jumper off glass. No good. Ricky with the rebound. Game's over. Duke wins it. 97-83. And the Blue Devils will play for the national championship on Monday night here in Denver, Colorado.